All right, everybody, we are back with our next episode of TEW 9, the War of Immortals save. We are here with our last episode of WWFC Superstars before we hit our next Saturday night's main event show, which is tomorrow. So let's take a look back at last week's show. We had the Honky Tonk Man defeat Bushwhacker Butch in the pre-show. We had Vince and Jesse run down the card. We had Nick Bockwinkel defeat King Kong Bundy. We had Hacksaw Jim Duggan warning the Honky Tonk Man that he's coming for his title. Hacksaw beat Big Boss Man. The Rougeaus just run down the Natural Disaster saying, "You guys are nothing compared to us." The Road Warriors beat the Powers of Pain. Money Inc. lay out the challenge for the Road Warriors, so hopefully we'll get to hear back from them tonight. Savage and Roberts challenging each other to a tag team match last week. Ken Shamrock defeating Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Orndorff warning Slaughter. Then we had DiBiase defeat Earthquake. We had Lex Luger says his time is coming at Saturday night's main event, and he is going to win the Intercontinental title. Then we had the Rougeaus defending the tag team titles against the Nasty Boys. We had Rick Rude lay out his challenge to the Ultimate Warrior. Then we had Macho King Randy Savage and Paul Orndorff defeat Jake the Snake Roberts and Sergeant Slaughter in the main event. So, I will be right back after I am done booking this episode, and we will jump right into it. So I will be right back. All right, everybody, we are back. We have the show booked. Let's kick everything off with our pre-show match. In a pre-show bout that had decent reaction from the crowd in Subpart Wrestling, Dino Bravo and King Kong Bundy defeated the Bushwhackers in 9:48 when King Kong Bundy pinned Bushwhacker Butch with a splash. The crowd is expectant and simmering. The wrestling rating is a 50. The crowd rating is a 47. The segment got a 56. Luke and Butch both have a 59. King Kong Bundy has a 41. Dino had a 43. Bushwhacker Butch and Luke showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Dino and King Kong Bundy have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. The commentary quality lifted the match. The color commentary gave it a boost, and Jimmy Hart did good work at ringside. So, let's kick everything off with our opening segment here. Welcome, everybody, to WWFC Superstars. I'm Vince McMahon alongside Jesse the Body Ventura. And, folks, we have a huge night of action ahead of us. Oh, you got that right, McMahon. Tonight, the biggest names of the WWFC are going to war, and I can't wait to see what all unfolds. Indeed, Jesse, tonight's main event will be the very best will collide when the Ultimate Warrior goes one-on-one with the Macho King Randy Savage. The two of the most intense competitors in the business face-to-face in what promises to be an absolute battle. Oh, and you better believe Savage isn't coming looking to lose, McMahon. The Macho King is one of the greatest to ever do it, but the Ultimate Warrior, that guy's a wild card. You never know what's going on in that lunatic's head. Speaking of intense battles, we have also got a huge grudge match tonight between Jake the Snake Roberts steps into the ring against ravishing Rick Rude in a rematch that's been brewing for weeks. Jesse, these two absolutely despise each other. That's putting it lightly, McMahon. Rude's been running his mouth saying that Roberts doesn't have what it takes, but the Snake is as dangerous as they come. If Rude isn't careful, he might just get bitten tonight. And we can't forget about the WWFC Tag Team Championship match tonight. The Rougeaus, Jacques and Raymond, defend their titles against the monstrous duo of the Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon. I hope the Rougeaus have been hitting the gym because those two behemoths are coming for their gold. And if Earthquake and Typhoon get their hands on them, we could see brand new champions crowned tonight. And in 6-man tag team action, the Honky Tonk Man teams up with the Powers of Pain to take on the trio of Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Nasty Boys, Jesse. And this one is going to be a fight. Oh, no doubt about it. Duggan and the Nasty Boys love to brawl, but Honky Tonk Man is the greatest WWFC television champion of all time. Just ask him. And the powers of pain backing him up. Duggan and his team better be ready for war. Folks, this is one show you do not want to miss. It's action-packed from bottom to top, and it all starts right now on WWFC Superstars. So the crowd heat at the end is hot and rising. The segment got an amazing 92. It advanced all our storylines. Jesse clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. It performed well. The angle got the crowd hotter, and the angle got the show up to a strong start. So let's head into our first match. In a decent match, Superfly Jimmy Snuka defeated the Natural Butch Reed in 12:30 by pinfall with the Superfly Splash. The crowd heat is hot. The wrestling rating got a 60. The crowd rating got a 54 or 55. The segment got a 71. Jimmy Snuka had a 66. The Natural Butch Reed had a 55. The commentary quality lifted the match. The color commentary gave it a boost. Colonel Robert Parker did some good work at ringside, and the Natural Butch Reed and Colonel Robert Parker are a good pairing, and they play off each other really well. So let's head to our next segment. Not that bad. Oh, Raymond, can you feel it? Can you feel the fear creeping in? Because tonight the so-called natural disasters are going to get a wrestling lesson courtesy of the greatest tag team in the WWFC, the Rougeau brothers. That's right, Shock. Earthquake and Typhoon. You may be big, you may be strong, but what good is all the size when you can't even catch us? You two are slow, clumsy. Once you step into the ring with us, you're going to realize real fast the power means nothing when you're outclassed by superior technique. Oh, and after tonight, after we run circles around you, outsmart you, out-wrestle you, and embarrass you in front of the whole world, you're going to do what every so-called tough guy does when they get exposed by the Rougeaus. You're going to run. Run back to the locker room, run back to your families, run away from any thought of ever becoming the WWFC Tag Team Champions. Because as long as we are here, you will never wear those belts. And when it's all said and done, we'll be the ones standing tall, waving our beautiful flags and proving once again that the Rougeaus are the future of tag team wrestling. So the crowd is now white hot. The segment got a 75. The storyline between the Rougeaus and the Natural Disasters advanced. The Jacques Rougeau improvised well throughout the segment. Gene Okerlund clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. It performed well. The angle idea used was a success. The commentary quality lifted the segment. Gene Okerlund benefited from having a hot catchphrase, and the angle got the crowd hotter. So let's head off to our next match. In a bout that had decent reaction but didn't have much heat, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Nasty Boys defeated Honky Tonk Man and the Powers of Pain in 12:06 when Hacksaw pinned the Barbarian with his running clothesline tackle. In terms of ring work, Hacksaw was head and shoulders above everybody. The crowd heat at the end is very hot. The wrestling rating is a 59. The crowd rating is a 44. The segment got a 75. The Warlord had a 46. Barbarian had a 48. Honky Tonk Man had a 67. Knobs and Sags had a 56. And Duggan had a 79. I'd advanced the Honky Tonk and Jim Duggan storyline. Honky Tonk Man was off his game. I forgot to do it again. The commentary quality lifted the segment. The color commentary gave it a boost. Jimmy Hart did good work at ringside, and Slick did good work at ringside. And I forgot to take Jimmy Hart off of Knobs and Sags again. So let's head into our next segment. Didn't do too bad. You know something, Erwin? For a long time, you and I have run roughshod over the WWFC. We've taken money out of these fans' pockets. We've made sure every text cheat was held accountable, and most importantly, we dominated as Money Inc. And at Saturday night's main event, we're going to do it again when we take care of business. When we take out those buffoons, the Road Warriors. I don't know. That's right, DiBiase. The Road Warriors are nothing but tax evaders, and it's time they put up. But let me tell you something else. Every team in the WWFC has seemed to be trying to put us down, and it's about time that they learn Money Inc. is still one of the most dominant forces in this company. But you know, Erwin, I've been thinking, after Saturday night's main event, after we handle the Road Warriors like the low-class bums that they are, maybe it's time for you and I to go our separate ways. I didn't mean that as a knock on you, my friend. Oh, did he actually say something? I don't know. But I'm the $1 million man. I don't need to split my riches, my opportunities, or my time. And let's be honest, there's only room for one top man in this business, and that's me. So this is how it is, huh? We win at Saturday night's main event, and then you just walk away. That's real nice, DiBiase. Real nice. But let me tell you something. If you think you're just going to move on without a fight, you've got another thing coming. Oh, Erwin, don't take it personally. It's just business. But hey, if you got a problem with it, maybe you should do something about it. So the crowd is very hot now. The segment got a 70. It advanced the Road Warriors versus Money Inc. storyline. DiBiase improvised well throughout the segment. The commentary lifted it, and the color commentary gave the segment a boost as well. So let's head off to our next segment. In a decent match, Ken Shamrock defeated Sergeant Slaughter in 14-23 by submission when Paul Orndorff distracted Sergeant Slaughter. So the crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating was a 66. The crowd rating is a 67. The segment is a 77. Sergeant Slaughter had a 61. Ken Shamrock had a 72. And it advanced the Sergeant Slaughter Paul Orndorff storyline, and the commentary quality lifted the match. So let's head off to our next match, or our next segment, sorry. I didn't expect a whole lot out of this one. Money Inc., Ted DiBiase, and IRS. You two think you are going to walk into Saturday night's main event and take us down? You're in for the fight of your lives. You see, we don't care about your fancy suits. We don't care about your money. And we sure as the hell don't care about your tax brackets. What we care about is pain. And at Saturday night's main event, we're going to make sure you feel every bit of it. Oh, what a rush. DiBiase, you think your money could buy your way out of this? Ain't happening. And IRS, you better make sure your paperwork is in order, because after Saturday night's main event, you're both going to be filing for medical exemption. The Road Warriors don't play nice. And when we step into that ring, there's only one thing left for you two to do: suffer. At Saturday night's main event, it's going to be nothing but destruction. When we get through with you, you won't be counting your money, you'll be counting your teeth. Tell them, Animal, what's going to happen to Money Inc. They get beaten, broken, and destroyed, and then they get the Doomsday device. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got a 68. It advanced the Road Warriors and Money Inc. storyline. The commentary quality lifted it. The color commentary lifted it. And Gene Okerlund benefited from having a hot catchphrase. So let's head to our next segment. In a decent match, the Road Warriors defeated Power and Glory in 11-43 when Road Warrior Animal pinned Hercules with the Doomsday device. So the crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 67. The crowd rating got a 53. And the segment got an 82. So Hercules had a 52. Paul Roma had a 51. Road Warrior Hawk had an 82. Animal had a 84. The Road Warriors Money Inc. storyline advanced. Paul Roma and Hercules got a tag team bonus. Hawk and Animal showed excellent chemistry. They got a tag team bonus. The commentary quality lifted the match, and Road Warrior Animal and Paul Ellering have great chemistry. So, let's head off to the next segment here. Tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event, it all comes down to this, Mr. Perfect. You've been walking around here with a WWFC Intercontinental Championship calling yourself the greatest of all time, acting like nobody could touch you, but guess what? Your time is up, and my time, it's just getting started. You can talk all you want about being perfect, but tomorrow night, you're stepping into the ring with the total package, and there's nothing perfect about what's coming your way, because when the bell rings, I'm going to overpower you, outwork you, and outlast you until there's only one man standing tall. Me. Make no mistake about it, Perfect. I'm not just coming for a fight, I'm coming for that Intercontinental Championship, and when I lock in the torture rack, and you feel every single muscle in your body screaming in pain, you'll realize that this isn't just another title defense for you. This is the end of your reign. Tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event, you're not walking in as a perfect champion. You're walking into your worst nightmare. Because when it's all said and done, the only thing left perfect about you will be the excuse you try to make when the referee raises my hand and declares me the new WWFC Intercontinental Champion. So, the crowd at the end is very hot. The segment got a 69, so not that good of a rating, but, I mean, not really much to expect from Lex Luger. The Mr. Perfect Lex Luger storyline advanced. The commentary quality lifted the segment. The color commentary gave it a boost. And Gene Okerlund benefited from having a hot catchphrase. So, let's head off to our next match. Not bad, not bad. In a decent match, the fabulous Rougeau brothers defeated the Natural Disasters in 13:28 when Raymond pinned Typhoon with the La Bombe de Rougeau. The fabulous Rougeaus make defense number 4 of the WWFC Tag Team titles. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 72. The crowd rating is a 60. The segment got a 79. Raymond had a 70. Jacques had a 79. Typhoon had a 67. Earthquake had a 72. It advanced the Rougeaus and Natural Disasters storyline, and we also ended it too. Jacques and Raymond showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Earthquake and Typhoon showed excellent chemistry teaming together, and Jesse and Vince have pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. So I'm assuming those two are why we got such a great rating out of this. So let's head off to the next segment. Tomorrow night, Saturday night's main event. The waiting comes to an end. No more running, no more excuses, no more macho madness standing in my way, because tomorrow night, Randy Savage, I finished what I started. You see, Randy, ever since WrestleMania, you've been hanging on by a thread. You walked out that night still as champion, but you didn't beat me. You survived me. And there's a difference. Tomorrow night, you won't be so lucky. I spent my whole life taking what I want, Randy. I don't ask, I don't plead, I take. And tomorrow, I take the one thing that means more to you than anything else, the WWFC World Heavyweight Championship. And when I do, there will be no more madness, no more crown, no more glory. Just you lying on your back, looking up at the lights, realizing that the devil finally came to collect. Tomorrow night, Randy, the end of the road finally comes for you, and the best part, you'll see it coming. But there won't be a damn thing you can do to stop it. So the crowd heat's very hot. The segment got an 85. It advanced the Jake Roberts Randy Savage storyline. And let's head into our next match. Now, this is the match I was hoping for the last time they faced off when Jake was injured. So, in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Jake the Snake Roberts defeated Rick Rude in 14:05 by pinfall with the DDT. So, the crowd is very hot. The wrestling rating got us 86. The crowd rating was an 81. The segment got a 90. Jake the Snake had an in-ring performance of 93. Rick Rude had a 79. It advanced the Randy Savage, Jake's Roberts storyline and the Rick Rude Ultimate Warrior storyline. Jake Roberts and Rick Rude have great chemistry, and it showed in their performances. And Jesse Ventura and Vince McMahon have pretty good chemistry when calling matches. So let's head off to our last segment. Not too bad of a promo here. So, Rick Rude, you've run your mouth for far too long. You called me a fluke. You have questioned the power of the Warriors, but tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event, you will feel the full force of the Ultimate Warrior, and there will be no escape. You stand in the way of destiny. You try to deny the power that flows through my veins, the power that fuels the warrior spirit. But when the battle begins, when the war drum beat, there will be no more words, no more posing, no more lies, only the reality that you, Rick Rude, are not enough to stop what's coming for you. You have stuttered, you have flexed, you have played your games, but tomorrow, Rude, when we step into the ring, you will feel the force of 1,000 warriors, and when you will fall to the power of the Ultimate One. And when the dust settles, there will be nothing left of the Ravishing One, but a broken body and a shattered ego. Rick Rude, your time has run out. The Ultimate Warrior will run wild, and I will send you packing back to where you came from. Tomorrow night, the battle belongs to me. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got an 86. Also advanced the Rick Rude Ultimate Warrior storyline, and the Ultimate Warrior clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well. So let's head off to our main event, which is the Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage. In a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, the Macho King Randy Savage defeated the Ultimate Warrior in a 13-15 by countout. When Rick Rude distracted the Ultimate Warrior. So the crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating was a 96. The crowd rating is a 90, and the segment got an 86. So Macho King had a 94. The Ultimate Warrior had a 98. It advanced the Savage Roberts storyline, the Rick Rude, the Ultimate Warrior storyline. The match suffered from a lack of psychology, and it could have really used somebody with knowledge of how to construct a proper flow. And then the Macho King and the Ultimate Warrior had pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match, and the match got the crowd buzzing, but I want to see why, for lack of psychology, but he has so much. Like, I'm pretty sure Savage had a great psychology. Okay, well, it is what it is. So let's finish off the show. We got an 87 for this one the night before our pay-per-view. So the show increased in 8 regions. We would have gained 2 in the US, but we were restricted, and 2 in Canada, but we were also restricted there too. So let's finish everything off. The financial report, we made $724,702 for this show. So that's not too bad. The popularity, we went to 82 in the Mid-Atlantic, Midwest. The Southeast is kind of moving. And we are also up to 71 in Quebec, Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. So that is not too horrible. So that is everything for this episode. So I will catch you in the next one.